The San Diego Los Angeles Chargers coming in hot with a 27-21 victory. That game had a little bit of everything, man. That game was wild. I mean, for a second, you're like, are the Chiefs about to pull this off? Like, is there going to be some more crazy magic here? A couple mistakes by the Chargers that really left the door open, in both halves, really. But all in all, just a really, really great week one victory on the road in Brazil. Like, just a lot of crazy stuff happening. The Chargers offense just absolutely systematically picked apart the Chiefs defense. Now, I know so many people are going to be like, oh, what did you want Patrick Mahomes to do? The Chiefs, Xavier Worthy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what do you think Justin Herbert's been dealing with for years? I mean, the last time they played, Ladd McConkey wasn't even there. So like this is what Justin Herbert's had to deal with all the time. But when the defense for the Chiefs can't stop someone like the Chargers, it's like, yeah, you lose. And make no mistake about it, a bunch of those points were gifted by the Chargers. 2 field goals, really, 6 points were really gifted. I mean, really kind of even more. Wide open touchdown to Kelsey. The wide open pass that led to the field goal. I forget if it was Hollywood Brown or Juju. And then, of course, the field goal at the end of the half because he didn't get out of bounds. Those were all gifts. But I mean, the Chargers defense keeping the Chiefs in the first quarter 33 yards, and the Chargers offense 145 yards. I mean, 3 and out defense to open up the drive, and then obviously a great opening drive. Kind of felt like it stalled in the red zone, but then boom, beautiful touchdown pass, opportunistic. There was that offsides penalty. That's what great teams do, man. You take advantage of any of the opportunities. Something that the Chargers had always struggled with because they weren't buttoned up enough. And what was great about this victory is, like I said, they made some mistakes, but yet they were still able to overcome them. Now, you're not going to be able to continue to get away with that, but clearly good enough now. I mean, that 4th down call in the 3rd quarter, that was a huge one. Huge 4th down call in your own territory. Hampton had to bully his way to get that 1st down, which then directly led to that touchdown to close out the 3rd. And then, of course, the 4th quarter touchdown was just massive. Like I said, methodically picked apart Kansas City Chiefs defense and just drained the clock. I mean, they just consistently put the ball in Justin Herbert's hand again and again and again and again and again. I mean, and then, of course, the 3rd down conversion with his legs. My goodness. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs were fighting on the sidelines. They were yelling at each other. I mean, it was just 318 yards from Herbert, 131.7 passer rating, 9.4 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 7 for 12 on 3rd down, 2 for 4 in the red zone. I mean, it's week 1, man. It's all you can ask for. You know some of this stuff is going to be sloppy, but you got to button it up more. But week 1, beating the Chiefs, huge division rival. Patrick Mahomes left the door open. Patrick Mahomes was not great that game. He obviously had some beautiful plays because he is Mahomes. But he also, he made some bad throws. Kurt Warner called him out and was just like, these are some bad decisions, some bad throws. He was missing people, regardless of who the receivers were. And outside of a couple like really beautiful plays that he made, a lot of his big plays were when it was more of like a breakdown on defense from the Chargers. Like his biggest play that he made was to a wide open, I think it was Hollywood Brown, down. And it was just like, that was a mistake by the Chargers, right? Like he was wide open on that call. So that actually should make you feel a little bit better because you're just like, all right. And now who knows what's going to happen with Xavier Worthy. And then obviously Rashee Rice is suspended. So like this just makes the door wide open because this was one of those weird games that we know that the Chargers could lose and that the Chiefs find a way to win. And it's like you had the opportunity to win this game and you blew it. Except you didn't this time. You didn't blow it this time. You closed it out big time, even with some mistakes. But like I said, it's week 1. That's to be expected. The Chiefs made way more mistakes. They had a million penalties, man. How many penalties did they have? I think like 10 penalties for 71 yards. I mean, that was bad. But again, the Chargers were opportunistic off of those penalties and took advantage. But all in all, just a really, really great Friday night game on YouTube. Definitely a little bit of a different experience, but enjoyable nonetheless. I'm trying to get this video out obviously as fast as possible. So like I was like trying to quickly go through all my notes, get it all out there. It's Friday night. Try to get it out for the San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers, the West Coasters out there because it's so early for you. But I mean, yeah, man, that game was exciting. That game was intense because you really did have the feeling where you're just like, Chiefs are about to win this game, and it's just gonna be this. It's just gonna be the same stories that we always hear. They find a way to win, blah 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 blah, and they didn't. And that was the thing. Like it would have been the story if the Chiefs ended up winning that game. It would have been all about the Chiefs and how they found a way to win. And it's like no, like that would have been the Chargers blowing it. The story would have been the Chargers losing it. And I know on First Things First, it would have been like more about the Chargers losing the game or more about the Chiefs winning the game. And we know Nick would be like, it's about the Chiefs winning the game. Blah, 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 blah. And now at least we have a week where we don't got to listen to that. So perfect. Kudos. Thanks, Chargers, for allowing us to have real football conversation right now. But I mean, Justin Herbert, he's just a beast, man. When you have players who can make plays, Justin Herbert can deliver. If you can buy him some time in the pocket, if you have receivers who can use their hands and actually catch the ball and even have a semblance of open, he hits you. And that was the difference between Mahomes and Herbert today. Okay? Herbert was making some throws that were really threading the needle and really difficult throws, really high level throws, and a couple drops that were just gorgeous passes. And Mahomes' really big plays were typically wide open. So Herbert was on one today. Big game, big performance. And like I said, this is a weird situation. You're in a strange land, playing on a strange night, at a strange hour, against a massive division rivalry, a massive division rival who you've been on the wrong end. Just game after game after game, year after year after year. And week one, you were able to say, nope, not today. And again, like I said, I know the Chiefs are going to be like, we had injuries. And it's like the Chargers were banged up too. Multiple linemen out, defensive players out. So like, let's be serious here. It's not like the Chargers are sitting here pretty with just like a stacked monster of a team here. So they're dealing with their own issues. One of their main weapons is a rookie running back who clearly made a mistake. Now I do agree with Kurt Warner where he said I believe it was Kurt Warner, right? I think they never showed us them. I don't know, were they not even there maybe? I never saw them at least. But so I think it was Kurt Warner. If I'm wrong, let me know. Like I said, I'm trying to get this video out as quickly as possible. But I do agree with him what he said where he's like I would have not done that play call with hardball because it's easy for you to get out of bounds and to fall out of bounds, and you don't really know what they said in the huddle if they made sure and emphasized get out of bounds. It's just I know sometimes these things seem easy in the moment, but you're always reminding each other of what you need to do. Always. And the sport that you see that probably the most is baseball. Every time there's an out or two outs, like they're always like 1 out, 2 outs, like like they're always doing this. Because you gotta always keep it in your awareness because things happen fast, and in a second you just kind of forget it in a moment. You just have a lapse of judgment. I mean, like there's just so much adrenaline, so much intensity, so many bodies going all over the place that it's just easy to mess up. And we saw that, and luckily it didn't hurt them too much. But like those are some of the mistakes that you just want to see them not make, right? That. If you're a Chargers fan, again, you can give them the benefit of the doubt week one, but those are the things that you really just want to make sure if we're going to be a great team, if we're going to win these close games, if we're going to come out on top, if we're going to win the division, if we're going to be Super Bowl contenders, it's all those little things that absolutely have to be minimized. But again, it's like, just still a great week one win, and all in all, should be feeling really, really good going into the weekend and into the week, and you get to just sit back, relax, and watch all the shows all week. Although this will be interesting. It's probably going to be a little bit different because it's the Chiefs, and the media loves the Chiefs. But when the Eagles and the Packers played on Friday night last year, there was just like not a lot of action during the week. Like the game really got swept under the rug because of then the games all happened on Sunday night, and everyone was talking about those games because those games immediately happened the night before, right? And then of course you're talking about Monday Night Football, and the Eagles and the Packers game was just not discussed as it normally is for like a primetime standalone game. So you might get a little bit of that, but since it is the Chiefs, and like I said, everybody wants to talk about the Chiefs, losing, and they'll talk about the injuries and whatnot. I'm sure there'll still be some discussions about the Chargers, like I said, especially on the herd and first things first. So I'll get after that on Monday, but still wanted to get a post game out here as quickly as possible. So yeah, that's all there is to be said at this moment. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about those San Diego Los Angeles Chargers winning 27-21 in Brazil against the Chiefs? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.